Hey guys, so much like an insidious toxic relationship where the really high moments with somebody keeps you attached to somebody, even though there's ever-growing evidence of them treating you like shit, there's oftentimes at Bath & Body Works where you come across an amazing product that you're just like, oh my god, I love Bath & Body Works, despite it being like amidst a sea of uninspired, deceptive repackages and ever-growing price increases. So, yes, today what we have is a review of an amazing new hand soap that I'm just like totally in love with, and it's like, girl, why are you doing a dedicated review to a hand soap? But there's been crazier videos out there, right? But we do have a dedicated review for Rose and Amber, which is a new hand soap from their refreshed White Barn Gentle and Clean line, and that's what that looks like. The notes on this read soft rose petals, warm amber, and rich vanilla. Yeah, so these have like the square or rectangular labels. I kind of miss the way the arched curved lines kind of matched the front of the soap, but it is what it is. But yes, so apparently now all the hand soaps have been converted to the Gentle and Clean formula, which I'm so excited about because I have been harping on the harshly drying, extremely drying foaming hand soap, the OG Classic formula, for so many years, and I stopped buying them for the longest time because they would just completely dry up my hands and make them turn into like bloody red knuckles, and it would just absolutely kill my hands, and I'm like, I cannot use this anymore. And then a few years ago they started like slowly releasing Gentle and Clean formulas in select fragrances and select collections, but they were kind of like just the boring like Kitchen Lemon and Black Cherry Merlot and Japanese Cherry Blossom that is just like boring fragrances. But more and more the seasonal collections started becoming Gentle and Clean, and I was super excited about that. And then now it like their signage and everything says all of them are now the Gentle and Clean formula without the parabens, sulfates, and the whatever the other ingredient is. So super excited that now it's all Gentle and Clean, so I'm like free to use any of the hand soaps. And so once again, these Gentle and Clean ones are not like necessarily moisturizing or even as gentle as like, let's say, just like the plain soft soap brand of soap that you can get from like Walmart or any grocery store. It's not quite as gentle or like just it's not necessarily moisturizing, but at least does not like tear up your hands like bloody knuckles. And like, you know, with frequent hand washing, your hands will still get somewhat dry, but not anything like the old formula used to do. So super excited about that. But in any case, so thumbs up for that win that we finally have Gentle and Clean hand soaps across the board. But there's this new fragrance that just like kind of quietly came into the like core collection, and there's some other new ones in there too, but I was most interested in this Rose and Amber one, and I was just like, oh, Rose and Amber, I mean, that sounds kind of nice. I'm always like looking for a nice rose fragrance, but Rose and Amber makes it sound like it's just going to be some, you know, run-of-the-mill generic rose fragrance that is just like this, that, and the other. I don't really care about. But when you look at the notes, it says soft rose petals, warm amber, and rich vanilla. So I'm like, this is actually a rose vanilla fragrance. So I just bought on a whim. It was a $3.50 sale, and I was like, let me just put it in there and see how it does. And then I used it, and I've been using it all day yesterday and today, and it's just truly amazing. Oh my god, I love the fragrance. If you are a rose lover like I am and have followed me for how many ever years have followed me knowing my love for rose fragrances, you must just go out to the store and buy this for $3.50 and just check it out. And you guys know I'm not incentivized from BBW. I don't get paid a single cent. They don't send me free products, nothing like that. So this is not an influencer video by any means, but just my genuine passion and excitement for this fragrance. And so what this smells like is, at first, like in the opening, you get like the nice kind of like sophisticated rose fragrance. There's like the usual sort of powdery, perfumey rose element in there, but there is enough of like a greenness that kind of reminds me of that Rose Garden fragrance from Bath & Body Works and that like Test Rose line, or somewhat similar Ballerina Rose, that type of like still powdery and perfumey, but still has a fresh greenness element to it that I enjoy, and it's not quite as harsh as Rosewater and Ivy. It's a little bit more toned down. But then they take like the beautiful rose fragrance that I was just talking about and add this awesome, amazing, like textured, marshmallowy, powdery, velvety, like marshmallow vanilla fragrance in there that's quite reminiscent of like the sort of powdery, velvety marshmallow that you get from the Marshmallow Musk, aka Vanilla Musk fragrance that we got recently. And so you mix like two of my favorite fragrances, which is like Marshmallow Musk, I love that, and then I add a rose note to it. I'm like so here for it, and it's amazing. It's awesome. At first you kind of think it's maybe like Love Rose Vanilla, because that's kind of like it's kind of like a rose vanilla fragrance, but that one I would say is a little bit more fresh and I would say almost a little bit more simple, and I don't want to say crisp, but maybe a little bit more cool, whereas this one's a little bit more heavy on that like powdery, velvety marshmallow warmth afterwards, which I guess is coming from the warm amber as well. But it's crazy because at first it opens as a rose fragrance, but then when it dries down on your hands, it's quite powdery and you get that like marshmallowy, vanilla, velvety texture in there afterwards. And it's like this really sweet, awesome, like sophisticated marshmallow fragrance that I love so much. So if you like any rose fragrance, then mix that with marshmallow musk, absolutely exquisite. It's actually quite like gourmand in a floral perfume gourmand type of way, which is my favorite category. So it's not quite as like sweetsy cutesy as Pink Petal Tea Cake, and not even as like juicy, like sweet as Rosewater Meringue, but kind of like the Rose Solve rose that you get from the C.O. Bigelow Rose Solve, or kind of similar to Love Rose Vanilla as well. It's actually it's not blush poinsettia, but very similar to that type of fragrance family where there's like a marshmallow and a rose note to it. It's absolutely exquisite, absolutely divine, and it's like quite strong when you use it on your hands, and on the dry down you get that beautiful marshmallow fragrance afterwards, and it's just absolutely exquisite. I can't rave about it enough. I would love this in a candle or even a wallflower. Like, buy up this soap if you are a rose lover, so then we can send them the message to like, you know, do the whole hookup with all the product forms on this. It's like, oh my god, it's amazing. So most certainly going to head out to the store after this to buy another one during the 350 sale. And I know my mom loves rose fragrances, so I'll buy her one as well, just so I have another one in stock. This is just like one of those fragrances where it's like, I just want my entire life to smell like this. Yeah, it's truly excellent. So rose and amber right there. This could have been like rose and marshmallow or something, but I think in this day and age where gourmand's kind of falling out of favor, they kind of do more of like the sophisticated neutral type of this, that, like this and that type of like, you know, marketing and naming to it, and then not so much like a cutesy marshmallow rose type of fragrance. But I would say also Milk Rose from Voluspa is very similar to this as well. Simply excellent, love it. So definitely check this out, and that's Rose and Amber right there. And that is my review for a hand soap. I hope you enjoyed that. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.